Hello, welcome to Astronomy. I'm Janrik, your instructor. And before we go into the details, let's try to have some introduction. So, astronomy is said to be a natural science that studies celestial objects and phenomena. Okay, so alternatively, you could also say that it is a study of the objects that lie beyond our planet Earth and the processes by which these objects interact with one another. So basically, those definitions are just identical. When you say celestial objects, it means those objects that lie beyond our planet Earth. And when you say phenomena, of course, it refers to what? To the processes. Now, astronomy as a science, it means somehow a progress report, di ba? So it means that it changes constantly as new techniques and instruments allow us to probe the universe with a more understanding, right? So the ultimate judge now in science is always what nature itself reveals based on observations, experiments, models, and testing. This is not just about astronomy. When you say science, everything, chemistry, physics, biology, all of those are just progress report. Like for example, here in the present times, we have the COVID-19 pandemic, and every now and then na ay mga changes sa mga results based on the testings, the models na ginabuhat sa mga scientists. Those things are just progress report. That is why, because of that nga perminti ta gina-update sa mga news, people got confused with what to trust, who to trust, kasi this company says it claims 90% efficacy while this one claims 60%, and then on the other side ng study na apoy nag-claim nga ingani siya nga ka-effective against the virus, because all of those are not really the result pa eh. Those are progress lang sa mga experiments. But we are, they are obliged to update us kasi it's all about health eh. It's all about human being. So kailangan makahibalo ang mga tao about everything with the pandemic. Kaso, as a science, usually gina-disclose lang ang results when you really have the result. Nagets niyo? Those are the things nga kailangan buhaton sa science to really have a very concrete nga findings such that it cannot be easily disproved by other scientists, for example. And astronomy is just like any other sciences. So it writes progress with what it finds, and it can be proven or disproved by future researches. So basically, as what they said, according to science, the moon, our satellite, is the closest celestial object from the Earth, which is roughly 384,000 kilometers ang kalayo niya from us. And that's a very huge distance, but a very small distance in relation to the whole universe. Okay? I know that you know that. So, accordingly, Earth revolves around our star, of course, which is the Sun. And it's about 150 million kilometers away, which is 400 times far away from us than the Moon. So, distance between the Earth and the Sun is what we call as the astronomical unit. And somehow, it takes about 8 minutes for the light to travel 1 astronomical unit. And maunang na ay mga discrepancy when it comes to our time, to how or when the sun sets, when the sun rises, na ay mga discrepancy with that. And way back then, we believe in a geocentric model of the universe. Okay, so humans thought that the Earth is the center of the universe, not until the European Renaissance. Okay, so I think you know something about Renaissance, Mampod. So it's a type of, or it's a period in our planet where there was an interest to find new things in art, in science, in literatures. Almost everything has been, refined, has been nabago, especially the perception about life, about science. So anyway, so this model is reinforced by what? By philosophical and religious systems. Because we believe that we, the humans, are the central focus of the universe. So, daghay mga religious nga mga um, movements nga nag-support aning perception. But it was disproved, di ba? Kasi because of that progress report, which was found later on, we were able to really understand that we aren't the center of the universe. We are just a speck of the universe, a speck of dust. Okay, so let's have some vocabulary. Supposing you are an observer, okay? So the point or the line where the sky meets the ground will be your horizon, okay? Let's talk about it in the context of the observer in relation to the observer, okay? So a line where the sky meets the ground will be your horizon, and your point directly, your overhead, will be your zenith, okay? And across those things will be your dome, okay? Kasi the earth is a sphere, right? And half of that sphere, we term it as dome. Now, you cannot see the other side kasi it's only the other half eh. So, supposing this is the sphere here, I hope you could see, and the earth is inside. Kasi the sphere man God, the celestial sphere, is used by the ancients as their own concept of the universe, where everything, every celestial body are fixed in the sphere, and inside that sphere is the earth. And dito nagtuyok ang earth inside the sphere. That's how they think of the universe. Although we have already disproved this concept, but yet we are still using this one kasi convenient na siya, especially when it comes to navigation. Anyway, we have here the earth, and supposing that you are standing here, so your zenith will be here, right? And your horizon will be here, half of the sphere, in relation to what? To the observer. But if we are talking about the physical characteristic of the earth in relation to the sphere, to the celestial sphere, if this is the North Pole and you were standing here, so basically the north celestial pole of the sphere will also be here. Kasi everything extends to the sky. Everything extends to the sphere, to the celestial sphere. So if this is the North Pole of the earth, well, of course, this will be the North Pole of the celestial sphere. The same way sa equator here, and the South Pole, which also extends downward. That is how celestial sphere is being described. Now, well, I have already said this one. So, yun nga, the axis of the earth, which refers to the south and the north pole of that planet, also extends to the celestial sphere, which we have the north celestial pole and the south celestial pole. And the same way sa ato ang equator. So the celestial equator is also in relation, of course, to the equator of the earth. Another term is the right ascension, which is an angular distance of all those objects in relation to the rotation of the earth. So we were able to describe it as a celestial equivalent of the longitude when we are referring of the earth, right? And then it is measured in degrees So we were already assumed that the Earth rotates every or rotates completely within 24 hours, which also coincides that a sphere, when it rotates, will gain 360 degrees to get back to its original position. Now, since 360 and it takes 24 hours, then basically, in every hour, there is a movement of 15-degree angle sa Earth. And that would be helpful for the navigators to look at the sky and see the stars. Kasi makita man nila ang movement sa stars kung asa na sila padulong. That is how helpful the right ascension or the celestial equivalent of the longitude. Okay? So, we'll try to have some practice questions for us to familiarize with these terms.